Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. In today's video, we are reviewing Temu products. I have collaborated with Temu and they have sent me tons of cleaning and home related products to review. So if you are interested in seeing all of the items that were sent to me, stay tuned. We have a lot to go over. So this first thing that I am showing you is the retractable drain rack. It's for your vegetables and dishes, and it's just slides over the sink for you to dump all of your veggies and fruits in there to rinse them off. So that is what I'm doing here. I think the plastic was fairly thick and sturdy, and I was able to put a pound of strawberries in there. So a whole container of strawberries and a whole container of blueberries, and everything fit pretty nicely in there. The only thing I have to say is that I wish the rack would have extended a little further. I think it was just a little on the small side for my particular sink. I know, like in some of the apartments that I used to live in and in my last house, I think it would have fit just fine, but it was a little on the small side. It does have the measurements. So it is 13 by 5 by 7 by 2 by 2.5. So definitely pay attention to those measurements to see if it will fit your particular sink. Yeah, it was just a little on the small side, so it was a little unsturdy, so I had to kind of scooch it over to the edge where the sink comes in just a little bit. But other than that, I think it did a really great job in holding everything that I needed. So it's definitely something to check out. And at the price point, it was only $2.59. So it was really an affordable option. And if you are interested in shopping Temu, you can download the app that is in the description box. And there is also a unique code for more perks. And I have listed all of the items that we are reviewing today if you want to shop those items as well. Some of the things that I liked about Temu is that they have free shipping and free returns up to 90 days. You know, not everything that you purchase online is going to be a home run. Sometimes it just does not work out in your space, or it does not work the way that you intended it to. So being able to have that option to return something for free, for me, is super important. And also they have a price protection policy. So if you order something and the price drops within 30 days, you can request a partial refund. And if you are on a budget like I am, I'm sure many people out there are, I definitely don't want to pay more for something than I need to. So I think that's really awesome that they have that price protection policy in place. And so you are really just being a good steward of your money and making your money go a little bit further. So this is another product I was really excited to use and test it out. It is the Professional Microwave Food Splatter Cover. And so that's fairly self-explanatory. You use it in the microwave to cover your food so it doesn't splatter everything. And it has a vent there on top that you can adjust and a handle that just pops into the little holes, and it's pretty flexible and it's fairly deep, and it has covered lots of different things. I've used it many times and it it has done a really good job. And so I am just heating up a bowl of chili and gonna test it out. Chili is definitely something that you heat it up long enough, 100%, it is going to splatter everywhere every single time. So I thought this was just the perfect chance to review it and see how it went, and it did exactly as it should. It all of the splatter, that cover caught all of it, and nothing got on the microwave. My microwave is dirty anyways, I need to clean it, but it didn't get any more dirty than it already was. So it definitely did a good job. So for $4.49, I really think that this is appropriately priced. It's not the best quality. I was having some issues with the handle there. I had to pop it back in. But I think it's fairly cheap and it serves its purpose. And so it just rinsed right off, and I'm just setting it to the side to dry, and then I will store it back in the microwave for the next use. So this is the kitchen towel and dishcloths rag set. It is a set of 10, and it is in a seafoam kind of green and gray color. So it is a super pretty color, and they are just the softest cloths ever. And it just kind of has this quilted pattern to it. Super, super, super soft. It worked so well at picking up little tiny grains of stuff that get stuck on the counter that some of the other dishcloths don't grab. And so I'm just holding it up to my other microfiber cloth just for comparison. So they are smaller in size, which is totally fine. Sometimes you don't need that big microfiber dishcloth to clean up some messes. And so I'm just trying it out here on my stovetop just to see how it will hold up. Some of it is just crumbs, some of the other stuff is stuck on. And so I wanted to kind of test it out on different things to see how well it picked up all of those little crumbs and how it held up to scrubbing a little bit more aggressively on some of that stuck on stuff. So for $2.99, I think these cloths are just an excellent option. They're a really good buy and good quality for what you're paying. And I think it did a really, really good job on picking up all those little itty bitty pieces of crumbs. I think because it's so soft, it just stuck to it. And some of those little crumbs just hide so easily on my granite countertops. And sometimes even using my microfiber cloth, I can still feel those crumbs. So it's a great solution for all of those little crumbs if you have granite countertops. And it did a really, really good job here on my stainless steel fridge. I feel like it left a streak-free shine. Sometimes, again, even those microfiber cloths can leave a little bit of streakiness. And so I just think the texture of the cloth did a real good job shining everything up. So I am putting together a simple shoe rack here. It was listed for $12.99, and while it was very easy to put together, unfortunately, I just don't think the quality was there. The holes that you put the rods into, I feel like were not even. So some would slide in further than others, which led to the whole unit being very, very lopsided. I feel like it was off almost by a quarter inch or more. So it was quite wobbly. Unfortunately, this just it did not work out for us. And so I will have to be looking for another shoe rack elsewhere. It was definitely priced appropriately. But again, the quality, unfortunately, was just not there. Could you have put shoes on it? Probably. But I'm definitely not keeping something that's going to not function the way it was intended to function. And so, it just, honestly, this one was just a miss for us, and that's okay. Not everything is going to be a hit, but you'll see just kind of how it wobbles there. I stand it up kind of different ways, and it just is moving around quite a bit, and I don't think it would be stable enough. We had intended it for my husband's shoes, so it's just not going to work out. And so now we are headed to the laundry room. And so we got this detergent holder with a drip catcher tray. And it was just 2 little pieces, just little white plastic pieces. And I was honestly questioning it a little bit, but it actually fit beautifully over our big Tide container. This has been dripping onto our washing machine. And so I struggled a little bit putting it up there. And so I had to bring it down to the washing machine and get it on. It was actually a very snug fit, so I don't have to worry about it coming off. And we've been using it for the past 2 weeks, and it is working out very well. And it is only $2.29, so I feel like it is a great buy, and it serves its purpose well. So this one I was really excited about because I had a very specific spot for it. It is the 2-tier sliding cabinet basket organizer for $22.99. And so the bottom slides out, and it has this little container that you can hang on the side. And I put one of my scrubby brushes on it, and it has these hooks that you can put on the side, so I can hang some of my cleaning cloths on the side there. I do feel like it's a little bit on the pricey side for what it is, but it did work out very well. It's holding a bunch of my cleaning chemicals underneath my bathroom sink, and so I just kind of had been running out of space there. So those 2 tiers have really opened up a lot of space for me. The only thing is I wish that it had something on the bottom to make sure that it doesn't slide around, because when you pull the bottom drawer out, without holding it still on the top, it does shift around quite a bit, and I don't want it to scratch the wood on my cabinet. So that's just something to keep in mind there. But I still have it underneath my sink, and otherwise I think it is working out great. So for only $1.79, absolutely crazy cheap, I have this cable organizer. So this is my secretary's desk. We use it basically as a junk drawer, and I try to keep it fairly organized, but there was lots of little cables and things and chargers. And while for us, it didn't fit some of our extra long cables, I was able to fit like little, the corded earbuds in there and the covers to the earbuds and some of the chargers in there. So it really helped kind of clean up this little drawer here, and it is working out fantastic. So this is the damp clean duster, and I was pretty skeptical of it just in general. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out, but holy cow, for $1.59, 1000%, you were getting your money's worth. I didn't even realize my baseboards were this sturdy, and look at all of the dust that it picked up. So you just wet it before you start cleaning, and then you just rinse it off, and all of the dust comes off, and I just laid it out to dry, and it is back to as good as new. This was definitely a win in my book. So this is the 7-piece spin scrubber, and it is listed for $14.49. So it has 7 different attachments that just pop on the head, and then it has the charging cable with it. And it is so it is a super light device, and I was so excited to try this out. So I am going to start off scrubbing my bathtub. I have been enjoying lots of baths lately, so that means there is tons of soap scum built up, and so I went in with the brush head on there, and it was so easy. I barely had to put any pressure. I just really honestly, I just kind of let it glide over the surface. I've never used a scrubbing spin brush before, so it felt a little awkward, but I got the hang of it pretty easily. I think back to when I had surgery in August, and I think this would have been such a great thing to have, because I really did not have to use any effort at all to scrub off all of the soap scum. So this is definitely a really, really affordable option if you want to try out a spin scrubber. For me, it worked out great. a really good job at picking up the bulk of all of the crumbs and debris at the bottom of my car. Unfortunately, when I went to empty it out there and I pulled out the filter, there is like this little rubber gasket flap type thing that prevents everything that you've sucked up just from falling back out whenever it's turned off. And I've seen it in my other little handheld vacuums, and that thing looked like it had just been kind of torn off. You can kind of see it, the little gray circular or oval type thing down at the bottom of that. And it just fell out in the trash can there, and it didn't look like there was any way to reattach it. So unfortunately, it is broken. I can't do anything with it. I feel like the suction was there, and in theory, this device is a great idea, but I don't know if this one particular item was defective. I'm not quite sure. I wish there was a way to be able to reattach that little flap there. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use this moving forward. So up next is another product that I was a little skeptical of just because of how affordable it was, and just kind of looking at it, I was like, not so sure. So it's the Universal Window and Door Track Cleaning Brush, and it kind of has these 4 little sections put together here. And so I'm just spraying some cleaning product in there, and I was truly blown away. It really got up in there and easily scrubbed off all the dirt. This is a window I hadn't cleaned in probably well over 6 months. I think it's actually been 9 months. The last time I cleaned in here was March of last year. So it has been a while. And as you can see, it is pulling up a lot of dirt. I love that the little sections, like if it was in a smaller space, you could just kind of divide it to where just one of those little scrubby pads was cleaning it and the 3 on the other side. So you could kind of adjust it to the size of the little different tracks. Previously, I had just been cleaning it by hand, and I don't know how many times I'd cut up my hands trying to get up in the tracks. And then, so I'm just washing it off here after I was all done cleaning the window, and everything cleaned off really, really easy. I was just able to squeeze out all the water. I stood it up to let it dry overnight, and then it was completely dry by the morning and good as new, ready to use again.